Namaste everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Roots of Analytics. Today in this session we will see what is scalar function in SQL. As of now we have covered what is aggregate function. Also we have seen how to use aggregate function with group by and having clause. So in this session we will see what is scalar function and how we are using scalar function, and also we'll see what are the uses of those scalar functions. So what is scalar function? First, you have to understand what is scalar function. So scalar function operate on a single input value per row and returns a single result. This includes string data. So these are the data it supports, the scalar function. String data, then date and time data, mathematical data, conversion data, and system functional data. So we have to select why we are using scalar function and not aggregate functions. So they operate on a single input value for row and returns a single result. So when we are using aggregate function, it always takes a group of value and returns a single value. But in scalar function, it always take a single row data and returns a single data as well. So that is the main difference between scalar function and aggregate function. So aggregate function, it aggregates a group of value and returns a single value. So that is the difference. Some commonly used scalar functions are case functions like uppercase, lowercase. So it converts the alphabet from small letter to capital letter and capital letter to small letter. When we're using upper, then it converts uppercase like into uppercase. And lower, then it converts lowercase. So that is the difference between uppercase and lowercase. So the length returns the length of text field. So length returns the length of a text field. So and one more thing, so when we are using upper and lower, so if you are using MySQL at that time it is L case and upper is U case. So in that way we can use. Length returns the length of a text field. For an example, if I want to see what is the length of the name for each and every column, I can use length for that particular column. It will return the length of each and every name we have used in that column. So similarly, what is round? So round, it rounds a numeric field to number or decimal specified. The number of a decimal specified. So it will return a numeric field to decimal specified. We'll see like how we are getting those details. So then now returns the current system date and time. So now we'll return the current date and time that is being used in your system. Like if you have chosen the IST time, then definitely it will take that IST time. If you have chosen US time, then it will take US time. So formats, how a field is to be displayed. So how a field should be displayed like when we're querying the data. So that is called format. So these are some of Scala functions. There are like a lot of Scala functions. For an example, trim is one Scala function. We can use ltrim, rtrim, and also we can use trim. So trim is basically removes extra space like from starting and ending. We have substring also. There is one function like we are using to get to data from some specific field. Then we have split part. Lot of functions are there in SQL, so we'll check. But some important Scala functions we'll try to cover in this session so that you will have idea like how we are using Scala functions and these functions how we are using and what impacts we are getting when we are using this Scala function. So let's go to SQL. We'll see how we are using Scala function. So we have already a table called calendar cells. So we'll try to use those functions on our calendar cells table. So let's select some data from this table. Select star from the calendar cells table. So these are the data I have over here. So if I want to see all the data in a small letter, how we can do it? Similarly, we have to only write over here these things. Let's start from calendar cells. Then instead of star, I will use the full name. So I will take full name here. So I will take full name. So I want to see if I am converting these full names to lowercase, how I am seeing those data. So how I can do it? I can use lower in bracket. I will take full name. Then I have to take the alias, because like I have to assign one name for this calculation which I am doing over here, right? So here I will use L name, okay, from the calendar cells. If I will execute this query, it will return the actual column value and it will return the converted value. So if I'll execute this query, you can see over here, this is the full name where I am having the actual value that is available in our table, and its right side you can see the converted value that we have used the lower case to get this value. So this is the value we are getting when we are using lower case. So similarly, if I want to use the uppercase over here, so what will be the number I am getting? So let's remove this actual column so that we'll see like how we are getting. So already we have in higher uppercase. So if we use this one, then it will not going to impact anything. But for an example, if there will be something like in lower value, then how we can convert that lowercase into uppercase? So at that time, we'll use upper function. Then we have to take the column name, full name. Then I will use uname. So if I'll execute this query, so I will get data for uppercase and lowercase. You can see over here. So also we can use multiple functions for a single column. For an example, I want to create a custom column. Well, like first I will convert the actual name that we are having in this table. So if I'll execute this query, you can see this is the full name column. These are the actual number. First, I want to convert this actual values of the full name column into lowercase. Again, I want to convert that lowercase value to the uppercase in this single column. Then how we can do it? So select lower, full name. Okay, as full name from the table name. So if when I am executing this query, what is the output I am getting? So I am getting here all the values in small letter, in lowercase. So I want to again convert it to uppercase. Then how I can do is upper. Then again I will keep this data in a bracket. So when I am using this parenthesis, what it is doing? It is considering this data as one single column. Okay, so when I will execute this query, it will execute first the inner value, then it will come to the lower value. So first inside we have used a function called lower. So it will first run this inner function, then it will come out, then it will run the outer function and it will return the value. So when I'll execute this query, again our value changed to the uppercase. So in this way, we can use multiple functions for a single column. So if I want to see the system date and time in SQL Server, how we can do it? So for that, I can use select SYC. It represents system. Then date. So you can select this one, sys date time. So using this one, I can get as sys date time. So I am looking for the system date and time. So if I will execute this query, you will get systems date and time. You can see over here. Okay. So if I want to see today's date, then how we can do it? Select get date. Okay. Select get date as today date. Sorry. If I'll execute this query, then it will return today's data. Okay. So in this way, we are getting all the details. So when it comes to date related, okay. Now what are other things we have covered? So length. I want to see the length of all the full name columns. So for an example, if I'll do select star from this calendar sales table, if I'll execute this query, so I'll get all the details over here. You can see the full name column. In this full name column, I want to see all the length of all the values inside this column. I want to see the length of all those values. So how we can do it? So for that I can do select, I want full name, right? Full name. Then what I want to see? I want to see their length, right? So for that we will use a length, len length. Then we have to give the expression. So if your expression is full name, then as length name. Then from the table name we are using. So if I'll execute this query, full name, sorry. So I have to take calendar sales over here. So if I'll execute this query, so you will get full name. So these are the names I am having, and it is the length of the name. For an example, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is saying like you are having 6 length name. So for same, Namita is 6, NAMITA, Rakesh is 6, Mohan 5, MOHAN, Ella is 7, Mahi is 4. Like that, it will calculate the length of the value it is available in a column. So to see the length of the value available in a column, at that time we are using a length function. Okay. So for an example, I want to see the combined value of full name and department. I want to combine both the value. Then how I can do it? So that means like I want to add the full name. So if you can see here, so I have these details. So I want to add full name and product. So it should be Bikram Mobile, Namita TV, like that. So how we will get that value and how we can do it? So for that we are doing select. Okay. So concat. So concat is a function which we are using to combine two values. So if I'll do that concat, then what I'm doing? Full name, then comma, then second expression. Second expression is your products, right? PRODUCTS, product. So if I will ask con name from the table name. So here the table name is calendar sales. So if I will execute this query, so what is the number I am getting? So you can see in this way I am getting the value. So if I want to use a space between, so that we will understand like what is the actual value, then what we can do here, I can use like this, a single quote. Then if I'll execute this query, then sorry, I have not used space. So if I'll use this query, then you will see a space between them. And if you want to separate those data based on a underscore, then I can use this underscore over here. And if I'll execute this query, so you will see the value it is changed. First one is like Vikram and second one is mobile. Okay. So I want to see the length of the concatenated value. So I have combined these two things and I want to check the length. So how I can do is, similarly I can write a outer function length. Then I can go here, just I'll put inside and I will want to check what is the length per length. So you can see I'm getting the actual length of the combination column of full name and product. So when I'm combining full name and products, the length for those two things is this much. And how I can do it? I just want to calculate this value, so first I am using this inner function, then we am using this outer function. Okay, so in this way I can use the concatenation functions. Now we'll see how we're using trim function. So simple, what we can do, select, I want to use the trim function on the name. So for an example, I'm having some extra spaces from starting and ending. So there is some leading spaces and some trailing spaces, and how we can remove those things. So for that thing, I can use trim. So using trim, I will go here. Using trim, I will just use the full name. So full name, then as name from the table name. So if I'll use, then it will remove the extra space I am having in that column from starting and ending. And if I want to only remove those extra spaces from the left side, for that I can use L trim. Okay. So if I want to remove it from the left side, then I can use L trim. Okay. And for the right side, I can use R trim. Okay. Or R trim. So using these functions, we can use extra spaces from the columns. And now I'll see the replace function, like how we are using the replace function. So here what I can do, we can use select replace. So using replace, I want to replace the full name. So I want to change the name. Okay. So I want to change the name Bikram to Ram. So how I'll do it, I'll simply take Bikram, Bikram to, I want to put it as Ram, then as name from calendar cells. So if I'll execute this query, you can see now Bikram is replaced by Ram. So in this way, we can use Scala functions where whenever we'll have any requirement to make any changes to this data, we can use Scala function. So if you have any doubt, please put it in the comment box. I'll bring some new videos based on your comments. Thanks for watching the video. Take care. Bye bye.